Good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Kawalpreet. I am with you for taking your subject of PPL, that is Principle of Programming Language. So this is the last lecture of your PPL. So then the last chapter we are going to discuss is today. So let me share my PPT with you so that you can start your lecture. Wait a minute. Uh, yeah. I hope my PPT is visible to everyone. Battery is low. If the system is shut down, I will join it within a 2 seconds.
Ma'am, your PPT is not visible.
Okay, okay. Now the PPT is visible. Yeah. Sorry for the inconvenience. Now the lecture, we are going to start the lecture without disturbance. Chapter 11, this is your static and stack based storage management, right? And this is a chapter that we are going to learn in this, that how the storage management is to be static or a dynamic, right? So static means the fix that you all know, and stack management also I will explain to you. Okay, so come to the contents. First of all, we are going to learn about the learning objectives. Then we will come to the introduction. There we have a static storage management, stack based storage management, static versus, then I will explain you what is the difference between the static and the stack based storage management. Then summary and the review questions will come, right? So learning objective, and the learning objective, by the end of the session, the learner will be able to understand the concept of storage management and its importance in the programming. Then we are going to understand the concept of static storage management and its applications. Then understand the advantage and disadvantage of static storage management. Then we need to understand the concept of stack-based storage management and its applications. Then understand the advantage and disadvantage of stack-based storage management. Then we need to learn the difference between static and stack-based storage management. So now come to the introduction. So I think it's clear. We are going to learn about the storage management and its importance in programming. Then we are understand the concept of static storage management and its applications. Then understand the advantage and disadvantage of static storage management. Then we need to understand the concept of stack-based storage management and its application. Then we will learn about both static and stack-based advantage and disadvantage of stack-based storage management. And then in the last, we are going to discuss the difference between the static and stack-based storage management. So first of all, in the introduction, in object-oriented programming, storage management refers, what is the meaning of storage management? Because in the memory, you are allocating something, that is storage management, right? So allocating and deallocating memory for objects and the data structures, that we called as the allocating and deallocating of a storage management. So there are several techniques for the storage management in object-oriented programming. First, we have a stack-based allocation. Second, we have a so stack-based allocation means in this technique, the memory for the objects is allocated on the stack. We are keeping on the stack. So this is the fast and efficient memory allocation method. Which one? Stack. Because here memory for the objects is allocated on the stack. But it can lead to the problems. Then we have but it can lead to the problems if the objects are too large or have a long lifetime. So this is the fast and efficient. Why we are saying this? Because it can lead to problems. The object is, yes, it will work on those problems if the objects are too large and that have a long lifetime. Heap-based allocation. This is the memory for the object is allocated on the heap. Heap means this allow for more flexibility in the terms of object size and lifetime. But it can be slower than the stack-based allocation, right? Is this clear to everyone? Now come to the automatic garbage collection. So here we have a garbage collector that automatically reclaim memory that is no longer being used by objects. Okay, if we are not using the objects, no longer being used by the objects, then we use a garbage collector. So this can simplify memory management for the programmers, but it can also introduce overhead and the performance issues. This can simplify the memory management. So for whom we are simplifying memory management? For the programmers, right? But it can also introduce overhead and the performance issues, right? Just a second. Yes. So next we have a, so we can, those objects are no longer we in the memory. Some objects we are using it again and again, and some we are not using it, right? So those we are not using it for the long time, so that we call that we can delete it as a garbage. So this can simplify the memory management for the programmer. Is this clear? Is this clear, everyone? So heap means dynamic. The things are dynamic. Means according to our need, we can change it. We can use it. Okay, Bhumin. Okay, Khushbu. Dibbe Jyoti. Weightage of this subject. This is very important, beta. So that marks that that will ask from your LMS. So what they have given you the weightage of the marks. So how objective, like objective they are means of 30 or 40 marks or 50 marks it is, and that's a bifurcation this to be done by the LMS manager. So ask from them. Okay. Okay, then I will tell you. So, beta, bifurcation is to be done like 70 marks. Yes, 70 marks subjective you have, and I think 30 marks objective you have. Okay, okay, okay. No problem. You can ask me, beta, if you have any doubt. So first characteristics of heap-based allocation is it is dynamic. Second, it is automatic management is there in this manual as well as. So here we are using the words C language, you know na. So C language for the memory allocation we are using malloc, and for the deletion of the objects from the memory, कोई भी object memory से delete करना है, we are using which? We are using new or delete keyword we are using from a C language or C++ language, right? Global accessibility is there, and it is slower. So he based K allocation having a characteristics of dynamic, manual as well as automatic management is there by using of the keyword malloc for the memory allocation, and new and delete keywords we are using in the programming for the deletion of the memory, right? Global accessibility is there, and it is slower. Now how it works? It works. So you send a request in a memory by using of a malloc, and then after allocating the memory to that object, we are using this. So heap based is a slower than the stack based allocation, right? And stack based is static. This fast memory method, and if the object is too large, it can lead to the problem if the objects are too large. So it is stack based we are using for the small objects, or those having a small lifetime. So now here also you can see this can simplify memory management for the programmer, but it can also introduce overhead and performance issues because automatic garbage collection is to be done, but it is sometime it is a performance issues, overhead also be there. So manual, agar manually we are doing the memory management, so that is to be done. I told you the words allocating and deallocating memory for objects using the function. Which functions we are using? Malloc and free. So this gives programmer more control over the memory usage, but can also be what it can be error prone, leading to the memory leaks or invalid access, right? So in addition to these techniques, some language provides advanced memory management features. Some languages provides advanced memory management features such as the reference counting, copy on write. So these are the techniques. So some languages for the advanced memory management, what kind of techniques they are using it. If the programmer wants to more control over the memory, but it can also be error prone or leading to the memory leaks or invalid access. So everybody wants to do the memory usage or more control over the memory, but they are not, it should not be of error related to the error. It should not be the memory leaks are there or invalid access is allowed. So the programmer wants these three things out of the problems. Okay. So what techniques they are using it? Reference counting, copy on write, and memory pooling. So these techniques can help to optimize the memory usage and improve performance. It also introduces additional complexity and overhead. So automatic garbage collection is best technique that we are using by the programmer in any of the language for allocating the things in the memory or for deallocating the things from the memory. Right? Is this clear to you? So first we have a static storage management. So static storage management is a strategy for managing memory allocation in which the memory for the object is allocated at a compile time. So when we are allocating the memory at the compile time and dynamic we are applying at the runtime. So it remains fixed throughout the program lifetime. So static storage allocation is appropriate. So your memory is fixed throughout the program lifetime. So static storage management is appropriate when the storage requirements are known at a compile time. For a compiled linked language, the compiler can include the specific memory addresses for the variable or a constant in the code it generates. So compiler can include the specific memory addresses for the variable. For examples are code in language without dynamic compilation, all variables in Fortran 4, global variable in C, EDA, Algol, constant in C, EDA, Algol. So these are the examples for the static storage management. For the compiled linked language, the compiler can include the specific memory addresses for the variable. So we have compiler because it is to be done at the compile time now. So at the compile time, whosoever the variables are there in the program, that is to be allocating the space in the memory for the variables as well as for the constant, right? Here are the some properties. Predictability. So program behavior is predictable because at the compile time only in the early stage, two stages are there of the program now. These things are clear in your mind. So two stages are there of the program. One is compile time. First we are compiling the program and then we are running the program. So predictability, if the stack storage management is to be done at the compile time, so early memory allocation is there. So program behavior is predictable and deterministic because memory allocation and deallocation occurs at the compile time. So this is the property of a predictability. Static storage management. Efficient memory management. Static storage management allow for efficient memory management because memory is allocated and delegated only once during program execution. So because memory is allocated and deallocated only once. So this is efficient memory management. Reduce risk of memory leaks because memory is allocated and delegated at fixed points during program execution. So this is reduce the risk of memory leaks, which can be a problem. So where we are feeling the problem, this kind of problem will be occur at the time of dynamic memory management techniques. So reduce the risk of memory leaks. This is also be a greater advantage of a static storage management. Improved program performance. Static storage management can improve program performance also because memory allocation and deallocation occur only once and do not require runtime overhead. So runtime overhead is not there because it is to be done at the compile time only. Global accessibility. Data and variables allocated using storage are accessible throughout the program. So which can simplify the program design as well as implementation. The last property or the characteristics of static storage management is portability. So this improve the program portability because the program memory requirement are known in advance. So at the compile time only we are going to know about the memory requirements, and we can manage independently of the platform or the operating system. Is this clear? Now come to the applications. So here are the some application advantage and disadvantage of a static storage management. Simple programs. So static allocation is well suited for the small programs or the functions where the data requirements are well defined and do not change during execution. So data requirements are already well defined at the time of compile time and do not change during execution, right? 1 minute. Yeah. The fixed size data structure we have when the size of the array or other data structure is known at the compile time. So these are the use for the simple programs we are using static storage management. Fixed size data structure when the size of the array or other data structure is known at the compile time. So and does not need to be adjusted at the runtime. So static allocation is a good choice. So fix where we have a fixed size data structures like array we have a fixed size data structure. So there we are using the static storage management. Global variables which are accessible from anywhere in the program are also be the part of application of a static storage management. Static local variables. So variables declared with the static keyword. Variables declared with the static keyword within a function retain their values. Variables declared with the static keyword. So in the C program, you must have seen, or in C++ also, we are using the static keyword in front of the functions. So that retain the value between the function calls and are allocated statically. So value are not changing if we are using the keyword static in front of the function. The function is starting with the static keyword. So there the variable declared with the static are always retain their values. They are not changing it. Constants. Constants whose values are fixed throughout the program execution are typically stored using static allocation. As typically stored using static allocation. So that we called as a constant. So constant whose values are fixed throughout the program execution are typically called as a static allocation. Embedded system. So in embedded system also we are using static allocation where the memory resources are limited and deterministic behavior is crucial. Then we have a real-time systems. In real-time systems also where the strict timing constraint is exist. Static memory allocation can help ensure predictable performance. So real-time systems may there we have a time constraint, fixed time constraint is there. So there also we are using static memory allocation. Compilers also use the static allocation for the various tasks like for storing the symbol tables and intermediate code representation. So there also we are using the static allocation. Is this clear to everyone? Hurry up, tell me everyone. Properties or the characteristics are clear to everyone? Okay, Khushbu. Okay, Bhumin. What about others? Arush, Anshul, Bole, Chandni, Dhoni, Smartha. Okay, thank you, beta. So these are the properties or applications of a. Okay. Now come to the advantage. So advantage of static storage management is efficient memory management is there. So this static storage management is more efficient because this is to be done at the compile time only of a program. than the rather than the dynamic memory management, because memory is allocated at compile time, and this is eliminate the overhead. Because if the whole program you will run and at the runtime you will get a problem, so that increase the overhead, or the expense you can say associated, because the overhead always associated with the dynamic memory allocation or deallocation during runtime. Predictability. Static storage management is predictable. Just a second. Advantage, efficient memory management, predictability, reducing the risk of memory leaks, improved program performance. This I've already explained to you. Efficient memory management, how it is. Predictability also I've explained is predictable, because at the compile time only we know the reduces the risk of memory leaks. So static storage management reduce the risk of memory leaks because the memory is allocated at the compile time and deallocated at the program termination. This improves the program performance also by eliminating the overhead associated with the dynamic memory allocation and deallocation during runtime. Global accessibility. So we can access throughout the program. So memory is allocated at compile time. The data can be accessed from any part of the program. Portability. Static storage management is portable because it is not platform specific. This is not static storage management is not fixed for any specific platform. So you can use in any kind of, it is compatible with every platform. So memory allocation deallocation occur at the compile time, which make it less sensitive to the platform specific memory management strategies. Is this clear? So static storage management is a useful technique for managing the memory allocation and deallocation in the programming language. Now come to the disadvantage of a static storage management. Limited flexibility is there. So this is inflexible because memory allocation deallocation occur at a compile time, which make it challenging to adjust memory usage during runtime. So limited flexibility is there. This is inflexible because this is flexible because memory is allocated is to be done only at the compile time. So it is challenging for adjusting the memory at the runtime. So limited flexibility is there. Limited scalability. So static storage management can be less scalable because it does not allow for allocating and deallocating memory blocks during runtime. So problematic for the programs that can handle the large and complex data structure. So limited scalability is there. Is this clear? Just a second. मुझे उनको वो नहीं है जितने वो खर्च हो रहे हैं, मुझे ये है कि हम वो बॉडी को भी नुकसान दे जाएंगे। तो ये सिर्फ हमारी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है कि ये वेस्टेज होगी चीजों की, नहीं वो बात नहीं है मेरी होगी, टेस्ट नहीं आता। Now, next we have a limited scalability. This also I have already explained to you. Okay, Sanjana, thanks for your feedback, beta. Okay, Pandey. Ria, okay. So limited scalability because this is not to be scalable at the runtime. It is to be done at only at the compile time. So scalability means growth. So its growth is not up to the runtime. It is to be at up to the compile time only. Memory wastage. So static storage management can result in a memory wastage because memory is allocated at the compile time. Memory, when we are allocating the memory is allocated at the compile time regardless of whether it will be used. So memory wastage is there. So this can lead to inefficient use of memory. What it is there? It can lead to a inefficient use of memory and potentially reduce the program's overall performance. So memory wastage, sometimes it is to be result in a memory wastage because this is turned to be compile time regardless whether it will be used, because this is sometime inefficient use of memory, and this is to be sometime it reduce the program overall performance also. So memory wastage is there because runtime it is not required that much and as much we have used at the compile time. So memory wastage is there. Increased memory usage. This increase the memory usage because memory is allocated for the entire program duration. So this is the problem for the program with the large data structure or those requiring a much memory. So this is a, so because it is inefficient for the large data structures, those are having a programs having a large data structures, so that because they require a much memory, and here we have a, so this is a problem for the basically for the those programs those are having a large data structure, otherwise memory is allocated for the entire program duration. So those are having a much memory is required, so there it is a problem. Otherwise it is increasing the memory. Reduce dynamic memory allocation. So this reduce the use of dynamic memory allocation, limited the, because two things having a problem in especially two is a main problem in a static storage management. One is flexibility, so less flexible is there, and growth is not there. No scalability is limited scalability is there. So this can be a problematic for the programs those are dynamically allocating and deallocating the memory. Now come to the stack-based storage management. This is which here in which the memory for the object is allocated and deallocated dynamically at a runtime on a stack, right? So stack storage management is a widely used technique in the programming languages. It involves allocating and deallocating the memory from a stack data structure, which allow for efficient management of a memory usage in the programs. So stack-based storage allocation is appropriate when the storage requirements are unknown at a compile time. When the storage requirements are unknown at a compile time, but the request obey a last in first out discipline. How the things to be done in a stack that you all know. When the storage requirements are unknown at the compile time, but the request always they are obeying the request last in first out discipline. तो stack क्या होता है? LIFO last in first out. क्यू का क्या होता है बेटा? फर्स्ट इन फर्स्ट आउट. So example, local variable in a procedure in a C++, Algol, Pascal, the procedure call information is there. Procedure call information means at the runtime we are calling the procedure. So stack based allocation is normally used in C and C++, Algol, for the local variables in a procedure. For procedure call information. Procedure means subprogram. So functions that you are making it. So it allow for recursive procedure and allocates the data only when the procedure or the function has been called. When the function has been called, we are allocating and deallocating the data, but it reasonably efficient at the same time. So here are the some of the properties of a stack based storage management. First, we have a last in first out structure. So the stack has a LIFO structure, which means that the last item added to the stack is the first one to be removed. So this allow for the efficient memory management and ensure that the most recently used data is easily so this allow for the efficient memory management is there. This ensures that the most recently used data is easily accessible. So this comes in a LIFO structure. So this allow for the efficient memory management and ensure that the most recently used data is easily accessible. Automatic memory management. The system manages the stack automatically, meaning that the memory allocation and deallocation occur automatically during program execution. So automatic memory management is there. This LIFO is a property of a, tell me, stack based. Automatic memory management is also be the part of a stack based storage management because this is to be done at the runtime. Limited memory usage. Typically, the stack size is limited, which means that the amount of memory that can be allocated is also limited. So disadvantage for the program that require large amount of memory. So for those programs, those having a large amount of memory that they require it. So for that, the stack is a problem. Potential for stack overflow. If the stack size is exceeded, stack overflow error can occur, which can cause the program to crash. So this can be a problem for the programs that having a large or the complex data structure. So potential for the stack overflow. Reduce flexibility for dynamic memory allocation because memory is allocated on the stack during runtime. So dynamic memory allocation is limited because the memory is allocated on the stack during when we are allocating the memory at the runtime. So dynamic memory allocation is limited. So this is the disadvantage for the program that need to give and deallocate the memory dynamically. So reduce flexibility for the dynamic memory allocation. Application where we are using the stack based. Is this clear? Properties are clear of a stack based storage management? Tell me everyone. Divesh, Ekta, Gungun, Khushbu, Jasjeet. I will explain you in by using of another method. Tell me if anything is not clear to you. Khushbu, LIFO is last, like in the stack, like we can say the stack of plates. If you want to add a new plate, so where you will add it? You will add it on the top, right? Now, if you want to remove it, so which one you will remove it from the stack of plates? So those you have put in last. So last in, whosoever the last in the stack is like a cylinder. So or you can say the stack is kind of a like you can consider as a stack of plates. We are always adding the new plate on the top, and if you want to remove that plate, that also we will remove it from the, so those are last in, those will go first out. So that is we called as a stack. LIFO, last in first out. Pile of books also you can say. Yes, Manoj, it's right. Okay. Now come to the applications. So in the applications, we have so where you will use the stack based storage management in function calls. So this is commonly used for the memory allocation and deallocation of the function calls. When the function is called, it's local variable and the parameters are stored on the stack. So when the function is called, it's local variable and the parameters are stored on the stack. And when the function returns, the stack is popped to deallocate the memory. So obviously the function called, so variables are come in the stack, right? Stored on the stack. And when the function returns, the stack is popped. Pop matlab delete to deallocate the memory. So this is function calls. Recursive algorithm, how we are using a recursive algorithm. So such as binary search or a quick sort rely on a stack-based storage management to manage the memory allocation and deallocation for each recursive call. Each call pushes its data on the stack, and when the recursion ends, data is popped off the stack to deallocate the memory. Recursive means the function call itself. Recursive means when the function call itself again and again. So that we call as a recursive algorithm. So in recursive algorithm also we are using the, like कहाँ use करते हैं recursive algorithm? In binary search or in quick sort also we are using it. So there how we are allocating the memory. in binary search and quicksort by using of a stack-based storage management. Next, we have expression evaluation. So stack-based is used in many compiler and interpreter. Here, what are these compiler and interpreter? These are translators. So they are evaluating the expressions. So in the expression, we have operands as well as operators, right? So all we are pushed on the stack in the correct order. And the expression is when we starting evaluating the expression by popping the operands and performing the operation on the operands. Like if I'm saying A plus B, so A or B are the operands and plus is the operator. Memory management. So stack is also used for managing the memory in many languages like C, C++. The stack is used to allocate and deallocate the memory for the local variables and for the function parameters. So which reduces the risk of memory leaks, and let's make it easier to manage the memory usage, which reduces the risk of what? It reduces the risk of memory leaks, and this is easier to manage the memory usage. Now come to the advantage. Flexibility is there in the stack based because objects are resized and deallocated as needed. Suitable for the recursive functions. This I've already explained you. Stack is last in, first out. So it is well suited for the implementing recursive functions. Efficient for the memory management because last item allocated on the stack is first to be deallocated. So that reduces the risk of, it reduces the risk of memory leaks and improves program efficiency. Simple and easy to use. Stack is easy to use in a various programming language. It does not require complex data structure or the algorithms to use or understand. Fast allocation and deallocation is there, stack, and automatic deallocation is there. So this is automatic deallocation of memory when a function block ends. This reduces the risk of memory leaks. So as the function or function ends or the recursive function ends, function call में हमने बताया था ना, I've told you in applications that we are using stack based in a function calls. When the function ends, the elements will be popped from the stack or deallocated from the memory. So automatic deallocation is also there in a stack based storage management. What is disadvantage? Limited size. Stack size is limited and fixed. So overflow errors. If we are trying to push many elements in a stack, so overflow error, it's too much data is pushed on the stack. Restricted flexibility. So rigid data structure with a strict, because we are following strictly principle of LIFO, last in first out order. So which can limit the flexibility of the program. For example, it is not possible to allocate the memory dynamically or to rearrange the order of function calls without changing the program entire structure. Fragmentation, because the stack is a contiguous block of memory, it can suffer from fragmentation, where the small gaps between allocated block of memory cannot be used. Because if the gap is there between the memory, that is not to be used in a stack. So this sometimes it shows the inefficiency. Data lifetime. So this is data lifetime. So data allocated on the stack has a limited lifetime and is automatically deallocated when the function or the block in which it was allocated completes. So data allocation on the stack is also having a limited lifetime because it deallocates the function as the function ends or the function completes. So it is a problem if the data needs to be preserved beyond the lifetime of the function. If we want to keep the variables beyond the functions, so it is not possible. So data lifetime is less is in the stack based storage management. So this is the difference. Memory allocation time, in static we have a compile time, allocation memory at compile time, stack based we had at a runtime. Memory deallocation time, static storage memory deallocates the memory at the program termination, but the stack memory allocation automatically when the function ends. So memory deallocation difference is also there. Predictability. Static having a predictable behavior because it is to be done at the compile time. This is less predictable because this is to be done at the dynamically at the program execution. Memory usage. Static memory wastage is there because allocated and reserved for the entire program duration. So more memory wastage is there. Here we have a more efficiently we are utilizing the memory in a stack based because this is to be done dynamically as, so whenever we are allocating, when it is needed, but in compile time, so we are fixing it. So this is the memory wastage. So static memory allocation is it leads to the memory wastage. Flexibility, static is less flexible, stack is more flexible because it's to be done for the dynamically at the time of allocation and deallocation. Risk of memory leaks. So reduce the risk of memory leaks in a static, because this is to be done only once during program execution, but this is more memory leaks if the programmer does not manage the stack correctly. If you are not managing the stack correctly, so more memory leaks is there in a stack based. So these are the learning outcome of this session. We have learned about the static storage management and the stack based storage management, right? And then we have done the overall discussion or there's about their strength and the weaknesses. So here are the review questions. What is static storage management, stack-based storage management, advantage, disadvantage, common applications? Everything I have discussed with you. Okay. Thank you for listening me and for giving your valuable time to me. So I hope that I have clear your all the concepts. Yeah, Smartha, I will try to send the question banks to you. I'll talk to the LMS manager and I'll try to send you some questions. Okay, thanks you. Thanks for waiting for me and for thanks for showing your cooperation with me, because I have joined it late and you have shown the cooperation for waiting in the class. Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone. All the best for your exams. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the next class. Okay. Thank you, Manoj. Thank you, Smartha. Thank you, everyone.